Indeed, over the last few days, we have been to multiple areas described as front lines of this war, but nothing, Tokes, nothing felt as real as we heard, as the account we heard from that soldier stuck now in a hospital bed here in the city of Dnipro. Cramped hospital rooms, it must be said. This is a place where many of the wounded coming from the east and from the south are brought to. In Dnipro, a city that has been a safe haven of sorts. Once again, many of the wounded in this fight, civilians and soldiers, are brought here to the city. But as you can see behind me, this is also a place that has seen its fair share of violence and is very much a city under high alert throughout the day yesterday, and in the early hours of today. We've heard those air raid sirens blasting constantly, a sign, of course, that this is very much an area close to the front lines and under the threat of aerial attacks.
Anelise, you mentioned the international community, and there were appeals from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky at Davos yesterday, saying he needs more funds, not only for weapons, but also to help the rebuilding of the country. But he also stressed that diplomacy was the only way to win this war. Are those sentiments shared by soldiers you've spoken to?
Well, yes and no, Tokes. Politics feel very distant from the front lines, from the reality that these soldiers are experiencing. Many soldiers I met over the last few days told me that they do hope for an end to this war, and they do hope that that end will come soon. But they also feel as though nothing short of a restoration of the territorial integrity of Ukraine will be a victory. Many of the soldiers told us that they are very angry that it has come to this despite 8 years of what they described as a dormant conflict, a conflict that the international community forgot all about in the Donbass region, but a conflict that they say was the start, the real start of this current war. President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly said that diplomacy is the only solution, but he also knows that a compromise will be difficult for many Ukrainians to accept. He said that whatever deal is struck with Russia is going to be put to a referendum so that Ukrainians decide just how much they're willing to concede for peace.